Hello, everyone. My name is Doug Montgomery. I'm Senior Director of Global Services at MetricStream, and we're going to be talking with John Quintanilla today, who is a product manager for JRC products at USAA out of San Antonio, Texas. What we're going to be discussing is some compliance persona workshops that we had where we discussed the kinds of things that would be most valuable for different types of people within the compliance community at USAA, how they would like to see information displayed, the kinds of features and functionality that would be most beneficial to them. So just a brief introduction for John. Again, he is a product manager for GRC at USAA. He has many years of experience in this field and has enabled technologies in risk, compliance, and audit for USAA. He has been a product manager for many of the MetricStream products at USAA. He's also Six Sigma Green Belt certified and POPM Scaled Agile Framework certified. With that, I will turn it over to John to give himself a brief introduction and begin by telling us how and why these compliance persona dashboard discussions were actually initiated.
Yeah, well, thank you, Douglas. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for that great introduction. I'm just going to dive right into it because I'm really excited about what's coming. I'm really excited about these personas that we're needing. Where it started and how it came to be was we were just facing a lot of challenges from an end user perspective. There was a lot of information that we had in disparate places within our reporting structure, and our testers, our compliance testers and plan owners really needed that information in front of them to make quick, efficient decisions. So as you know, we got together in a room. I say we, MetricStream and our USA partners all got into a room, and we started talking about these problems and in these efficiency gains that we could probably see if we started to partner up and kind of work through that a little bit. So it really started with the ability to understand what the true challenges of our users were from what we like to say ground zero, right? From the very beginning, what are they really seeing? What are they really needing? And what were they trying to achieve?
Thank you, John. Can you describe the process and approach that was used in these sessions?
Yeah, so we started off with bringing together what we call our super users, people that are using the tool quite a bit and often. And so the first step that we started off with was just trying to get, for myself, from an internal perspective as a product manager there, really getting my bearings around how everybody's using the tool. USA is a large enterprise company, and we have very diverse users from different spaces. And so we had to first really understand what they were doing. And then it took a little bit of work for even myself to be able to translate over to MetricStream exactly what we were looking for and what we were trying to achieve. Once we were able to scale that piece of it, or once we were able to get that piece together, we started to bring together our MetricStream product team and our users again. So MetricStream took a lot of our feedback and developed a core, a shell, let's say, the first cut of what we were talking about. And then we spent a little bit of time in iteration. If I remember correctly, we probably spent 2 or 3 iterations trying to refine what was coming. So being able to connect MetricStream product managers or product developers directly with our users, and to hear feedback directly from them on how they would or would not incorporate some of the features that were built in these personas was probably the greatest benefit that we saw.
And you said there are diverse audience and participants in these sessions. Can you describe some of the roles of people from USAA who did participate?
Yeah, so we have a forum where we invite anywhere from control owners to testers to plan owners. It's a very large community. I think our compliance community is probably, if I remember correctly, it's around 5 to 6,000 users as a whole. So you can imagine those forums can get pretty large and can get pretty difficult to decipher where everything's coming from. So we have a very large community base. However, we also have something that we call super users. We have our champions per se that we meet with regularly. And so through that communication channel and through them, we are able to keep a pulse across the enterprise on what's going on and how people are using the tool. So we invited those champions along with additional users into our forums to try to get as much voice of the customer information as we could.
Okay, terrific. And when we started this exercise and first started to discuss it, there are obviously some expectations going into it. So can you talk about some of those expectations, and also what were some of the results that you've experienced to date, and some of the feedback that you've gotten?
Yeah. So from an expectations perspective, we have to kind of tailor those sometimes, right? Because we have this blue sky in mind and we think we can do everything. And the reality is we have to first step back a little bit and make sure that our processes and our governance is in place to really understand what we're looking for and what we're trying to achieve, right? So we make sure that we effectively challenge internally within our own processes and with our own governance space to understand the features that people are requesting. Again, the maturity level that we have across the enterprise may be it fluctuates within the users just because of either knowledge or experience or time spent. But within that maturity, we try to again effectively challenge what are we asking for, why are we asking for it, and how is it going to help us meet our regulatory commitments or any other commitments that we made for reporting or anything like that. So there's a healthy balance, or a healthy how do I call it? It's a healthy dialogue that we have, and very there's a lot of trust and so I do appreciate the relationship with MetricStream and allowing us to be candid at times, and sometimes the conversations were difficult, but they were needed to be able to get to the space that we were at, right? So the encouragement is really that we have to be honest and upfront, and you have to trust in both sides. You have to trust in each other to understand that, yes, what I'm delivering you or what I'm asking you to deliver is what I need, number one. But number two, that you're also hearing me as a customer and knowing what we need to work on outside, right? So I would say that the biggest, most important aspect of this entire process is trust and respect throughout the process so that we can get there.
Oh, thank you. That's great. Now, the focus of this was really on the dashboards for these different personas, and those dashboards really providing a window into the compliance world based on specific needs of people in those roles and those personas. By doing that, going through this process and going through those various iterations, it sounds like we have come up with something that USAA feels is very usable, much more focused and user-friendly, and very tailored to USAA's needs. What does USAA feel is the primary value of going through this exercise, and what do you expect from it going forward?
Yeah, I believe again the value in it. Obviously, the outcome is very important, right? So you're right. The personas, the visualizations that we've provided, is answering certain questions that we had, right? From a tester perspective, with the new personas, I'm able to see what's pending, what's coming, what has been done, which are things that used to be on reports that I had to pull, and so having them on the actual dashboards themselves is going to be a huge win for us. And again, so the value is in what's being delivered, number one. But number two, I think the greater value is that we've seen and we've fully witnessed the outcomes of what dialogue and collaboration can really look like. I think sometimes we have a tendency to say it's us versus them. It's USAA and then the vendor, and we're fully disconnected, and they don't know what we want, and they don't know what we're trying to accomplish, and which that's really up to people like myself, either a product owner or a product manager, or even a development product owner, to make sure that we are fully building that bridge between the two and understanding that we're all one team, we're all on the same path to reach the same goal, which is to be regulatory compliant in the GRC space that we're in and what we're trying to accomplish.
Oh, that's great. Thank you, John. So I know I participated in this effort with you, and I find it very valuable to take this approach. We're actually incorporating this approach into standard practice at MetricStream, because many times there is that gap in communication and that collaboration on a fairly consistent and very focused basis to really get down to what truly is needed, get consensus on that. Provide those proofs of concept and take things forward to really get the results that we're looking for. So I appreciate your participation in that, and all the work that we've been doing with USAA. Do you have any other closing comments you'd like to make, John?
I would just say, what we do is not easy, right? GRC as a whole, it's not easy. It's not a cookie cutter kind of process. I believe that there's unique challenges no matter where you're at, whether it be USA or another company. But again, being open and honest about those challenges, being upfront about what we need, and being clear about what is expected and what we need to accomplish really drives the value in the results and what's being delivered. And so, if there was anything I would leave anybody with, is a motto that I like to kind of keep with is have fun, be honest, and be authentic. And I think with those three things, anything we try to deliver, any feature, any value that we're going to add, we're going to hit the target.
Oh, thank you, John. That was terrific. With that, that's the end of our discussion right now. I hope you all have found that valuable and will consider taking this approach in your GRC journey as well. Thank you.
Thank you.